Ever moved into a new place and stumbled upon something, well, unexpected? Imagine the surprise when an uncle cautioned against opening an old garage. What lay inside wasn't just unexpected but downright shocking. In homes and apartments across the world, new occupants often discover remnants of the past, from concealed treasures to jaw-dropping finds. Let's delve into some of the most astonishing discoveries people have made in their dwellings, some of which might just have you double-checking your own attic or basement. Ready for a ride into the mysterious world of hidden household gems? Stay tuned. Number 1. A home inside a home. Ever thought you knew every nook and cranny of your home? Think again. Today's story feels like it's been ripped right from the pages of a suspense novel. A Reddit user, who preferred to stay mysterious about the exact location of his home, unveiled an unsettling discovery that had us all on the edge of our seats. He stumbled upon, wait for it, an entire hidden house in his attic. This wasn't just any old storage space. We're talking about a full-blown home, complete with a bathroom, swanky wallpaper, and perhaps a few cobwebs for added dramatic effect. Now, you might be asking, how does an entire house hide in plain sight? The story takes a historical turn. Originally, the residence was a two-story structure, where the ground floor was a bustling shop, and the shopkeeper and their family resided above. Later on, the building underwent a transformation and became a church. But here's the twist: the constructors, in an unusual architectural decision, left the top floor untouched and simply built around and over it. This mysterious upper level was concealed under layers of ceiling insulation. Over time, its existence faded into obscurity, only to be rediscovered years later. The homeowner must have had quite the shock when he first laid eyes on this attic time capsule. And though the historical context might have provided some solace, the initial surprise? Priceless. Can you imagine stumbling upon such a secret in your own home? What would you do? Drop a comment below and let us know. Number 2. An unwanted tenant. Ever dreamt of buying a home that came with its own set of mysteries? Well, a colonial house in Fairfax, Virginia is making internet waves, and not for reasons you'd expect. At a glance, this 3,548 square foot, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom beauty, listed at $800,000, seems like a decent catch. But here's where things get intriguing. This house comes with a condition, or should I say, a resident in the basement? The twist? You can't meet them, can't evict them, and they won't be chipping in on the rent. Yep. As mind-boggling as it sounds, this was listed on Zillow, and the online listing was quite frank. The house requires a fair bit of TLC, from fixing rotting windows, sorting out the leaky toilet, to replacing old carpets. But the most jaw-dropping clause? The listing reads, cash offers only. No access to see the lower level. Home sold, as is, with the acknowledgement that home will convey with the person living in lower level with no lease in place. Talk about unexpected housemates. The online community had a field day with this listing. While some users had a good chuckle, others were genuinely concerned about this unseen, unplanned roommate situation. I mean, would you want an unsolicited tenant in your home? For many, including yours truly, it's a hard pass. What are your thoughts? Would you take the plunge? Number 3. The secret neighbor. Ever heard the saying, love knows no bounds? Well, here's a tale that takes it quite literally. Imagine someone you love disappearing, and after a decade, you discover they've been right under your nose. In India, a lady named Sahita, who went missing in 2010 from her family's abode, left them in distress, only to be found living a mere half-kilometer away with her secret beau, Raman. Now, why the secrecy? Sahita was pretty convinced her family wouldn't give a nod to their relationship due to differing religious backgrounds. But here's where it gets even wilder. Raman's own family had zero clues about Sahita's existence in their very home. He had a secluded, always locked room that no one dared to venture into, especially given his irate outbursts if someone so much as hinted at it. His unsuspecting parents, engrossed in their daily work routines, never had an inkling that their son was harboring a decade-long secret love right upstairs. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How far would you go for love? And more importantly, can you imagine harboring such a monumental secret in your own house? What are your thoughts on this? Number 4. A winter stash. Ever been so dedicated to a task that you overlooked a minor detail? If you're nodding in agreement, you might relate to one particularly diligent woodpecker in California. Imagine this. You're living peacefully, when one day you hear a peculiar noise, an incessant tapping. Upon investigation, you discover a woodpecker busily making tiny holes in your home's exterior walls. But this bird isn't just drumming for fun. It's making emergency food storage units, carefully packing each hole with acorns. However, here's the plot twist. The woodpecker, in its zest, failed to realize the hollow space between the wall layers. The acorns, rather than staying snug in their drilled alcoves, trickled down and accumulated at the wall's base, eventually spilling into the house. Curiosity piqued, homeowners called in pest control. Their solution? Cutting into the interior walls. Now, picture the scene. The moment they cut into the wall, a cascade of acorns gushed out. Mountains, quite literally. By the time the acorn avalanche ceased, They'd collected about 300 pounds, filling 8 large garbage bags. A minor hiccup? The walls took a bit of a beating. And while the bird was out of harm's way, it had a new challenge on its wings, rebuilding its winter pantry from square one. Talk about a hard day's work, right? Number 5. The secret room behind the mirror. Ever dreamed you'd stumble upon a secret room? Well, here's a story straight out of an urban legend, yet it's all too real. Imagine relocating to a buzzing city, where every corner hides a story, only to realize your own home holds a tale that could beat them all. New York City, a realm where unusual becomes the everyday. So, when 26-year-old Samantha Hartzell moved into a 3-bedroom apartment on Roosevelt Island, she expected the unexpected but not quite to this degree. Post a hiking trip, Samantha noticed an icy breeze in her bathroom. Now, drafty New York apartments aren't unusual, but this chill was different. The culprit? Her bathroom mirror. It wasn't affixed to the wall, but behind it was a doorway to another world. With a mixture of dread and curiosity, a bit of courage borrowed from all those movie protagonists we sometimes yell at, Samantha decided to venture in. Ignoring her roommate John's warning, she equipped herself with a flashlight and a bit of moxie. On March 1st, she stepped through the mirror and into another apartment. Yep, a complete 3-bedroom space. Empty bottles and bags hinted at prior inhabitants, yet it looked long abandoned, as if in the middle of a renovation. Open windows explained that eerie chill. Discovering an unexpected room behind your mirror in the heart of New York City is something most would only expect in fiction. It's intriguing and downright creepy. But Samantha's bold adventure brought her a tale she won't soon forget. Now, the real question: if your mirror opened a door to a secret world, would you step through? Let's hear your take on this and stay tuned as we uncover more hidden mysteries around every corner. Number 6. Today's subscriber pick. Ever daydreamed about finding forgotten treasure? In 2009, for a Newcastle-based sibling duo, this dream turned into a reality. After the demise of their unique and somewhat elusive uncle, Dr. Harold Carr, they inherited what they thought was just an ordinary, dusty garage. They knew Uncle Carr had a penchant for cars, but little did they anticipate what lay hidden in that garage. Pushing open the creaky doors, their jaws dropped. Nestled among the collection was a legendary Bugatti Type 57S Adelante. And mind you, this wasn't just any car, it was an emblematic masterpiece of automotive design. Translating its worth? A whopping £6 million or approximately $8 million. It was like stumbling upon the holy grail of vintage cars. Talk about striking gold, right? Most of us only daydream of such fairy tale windfalls. But for these siblings, it was reality. Can you imagine discovering a hidden masterpiece in your backyard? If only we all had such an uncle with unparalleled taste. Would you keep the car as a keepsake or capitalize on its worth? Share your thoughts below. Number 7. World War II Love Letters. Switching gears from the eerie to the emotive, ever pondered how love survives amidst turmoil? Hidden away in the depths of an empty home's wardrobe, a woman stumbled upon a treasure of a different kind. Tucked between forgotten garments were bundles of aged papers, worn but filled with enduring sentiments from an era gone by. Imagine, World War II is in full swing, and every corner of Britain feels the weight of the battle. Yet, even in the shadows of air raid sirens and blackout curtains, love bloomed. These preserved letters, spanning from 1942 to 1946, chronicle the romantic exchanges between Miss Ronnie Stone, a resident of Leighton Road, Blackpool, and Air Commodore Frankie Clark, a dedicated RAF commander stationed a world away in Plymouth. Picture this. Against a backdrop of wartime anxieties, Frankie's letters to Ronnie brimmed with tender affections, undeterred by the distant rumbling of cannons. Even in the thick of conflict, he found time to immortalize their cherished memories. And as a tribute to one of their earliest meetings, he carefully pressed flowers into an envelope, preserving a token of their blossoming love. Their writings danced around topics from fleeting moments together to the heartache of holidays spent apart. And while one might feel a tad guilty sneaking a peek into such personal exchanges, these letters offered a rare, intimate glimpse into wartime love, a testament to the human spirit's resilience amidst chaos. Yet, here's the lingering mystery. Despite fervent efforts, no official marriage record of this romantic duo has surfaced, and whispers of any offspring remain silent. Number 8. Mysterious safe. Ever daydreamed about stumbling upon hidden treasure in your new home? While this might seem like a far-fetched scenario straight out of a Hollywood film, for one woman in the United States, this became her reality. Let's take a journey into her captivating discovery. Imagine this. A woman, excitedly stepping into her new apartment, instantly spots an unusual nook by the fireplace. Instead of dismissing it as a quirky architectural feature, she grows curious. This wasn't the typical fireplace facade she'd seen before. Something was amiss. Enlisting her dad as her adventure buddy, they decided to do some investigative work. Beneath the ornate wooden panels, they unveiled a securely hidden safe. Its exterior bore the marks of past attempts at entry, with 3 distinct puncture holes suggesting someone else's long-lost curiosity. Now, a safe in your new home? That's a mystery begging to be solved. Before diving in headfirst, our protagonist opted for a more methodical approach. Delving into the history of her home, she learned it hailed from the 1950s. Intriguingly, previous inhabitants were completely oblivious to this clandestine treasure chest. Her online detective work, paired with some trusty Google images, allowed her to identify the safe's make and model. To her astonishment, an expert revealed that while there had been successful break-in attempts, the safe's original contents seemed untouched. Now, for the grand reveal. Inside, they discovered an eclectic mix of artifacts. Among these were a commemorative World War II 50th anniversary coin, an assortment of precious gems, and an unexpected collection of vintage playing cards. The pièce de résistance? A newspaper dating all the way back to 1850, impeccably preserved against time's wear and tear. Though it might not have been a jackpot in terms of monetary value, the sheer thrill of the discovery was priceless in itself. Also check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and we'll see you in the next video.